Hello and welcome to a video on Cheese-E-Pedia. This is a project I've been working on for about 3 years now. I have not really posted it at all to this channel, but I might as well introduce it to everybody who's not seen it before here. And I wanted to share what I've been doing on the site for the past few months and potential future plans for it as we go into the year. I feel like I want to do some more smaller form content so I can just kind of give little updates on my projects as we go along instead of waiting to do massive videos when I do something big. So, Cheesepedia is a wiki for animatronics. It's fully open source and it's fully contributable by anybody. I started development in about November of 2021 and we worked on it until about July of 2022. I worked with a group of people to set up the site. It was originally, this is the original site for it. It used to be on Media Wiki hosted by Mira Hayes, and we used that for a few years, but then recently we have switched to a new site that is fully built from the ground up, using all the original articles, so that way it can be fully open sourced and forked by other people if they ever want to host it. So, it's split up into many categories such as like animatronics here. Let's search by all years. We can go down to like Beach Bear from the Rock-afire explosion, and you get an entire article about Beach Bear, specifically the animatronic, not the character. You get a gallery of some of the characters. Some files are missing on this page. I do need to fix that. You get videos that feature Beach Bear. Every video and photo is tagged with every article that's related to it. So you can go here, Uncle Clunk at Circus Pizza. So features a video of him at Circus Pizza. Let's see, like this. And it will tag every character that's in there. If I had a article on Circus Pizza, it would tag the actual location itself and everything. And then also tags which show tape is playing during this. So I can go over here. This is the Country Clunk show tape. This is one of the most feature-rich articles. And a lot of the features that are exclusive to the new site that we couldn't do on MediaWiki are shown here. So here's just the standard, shows the segment list and everything. We have the gallery of some parts of Showbiz showing Country Clunk. We have the videos showing Country Clunk. And then we also have transcriptions. So these are specific to where they're their own technical pages, but then they can be tagged with as many articles as you want. So if this appears on multiple show tapes, because there's 1,000 show tapes out there, you can see some of the segments have been transcribed. There's also reviews now that are linked to user pages. So here's a review example that I had left. You can just go over here to contribute and write a review like this. And then I can also click on my user page and it will also show every single article that I've contributed to. It's a lot on this because I have worked on this for 3 years. So, but yeah, there is a lot on here. There's also kind of random articles like these. So they show up at the bottom of every page. So you can just browse any random show tape you want. You can always contribute with this button here. There is a search bar. So if I wanted to search for, let's say, Rock-afire documentary, I think. Let's see. The Rock-afire explosion documentary. So you can read all about this, see every film festival it attended, stuff like that. So it's an extremely useful wiki. Here's a bunch of behind the scenes photos. And they're also all filterable. So on the main page, I think a lot of wikis kind of just give you a brick wall on the front page. And it's like, search for the page you want. And if you don't know what you want, then there's nothing here. But I wanted to let you easily access every category. You can also sort it by family entertainment center. So if you wanted just Chuck E. Cheese's, you get all this. If you want to search by manufacturers, you can go by Jim Henson's Creature Shop and you get these. Then you also go by movies and TV, which right now mainly focuses on the FNAF 1 and 2 movie, though I just coincidentally also have the other 2 movies in here. There's not many pages, but if we go to like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we can go to the movie section and it will pop up the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Has a whole page written about that I've created. Also has galleries for all the animatronics, which are also visible in that initial thing. Then I can click on a photo, and I can click on the Toy Bonnie animatronic, though it doesn't have really any information as we don't know much about it, but you can go here, see all those same photos. So it's very, very convenient. I want it to be as streamlined as getting to an article as possible without needing to search, because I want people to explore topics and really dive down rabbit holes into random things. But it's really easy to navigate and go to like remodels over here, and there's stuff that no other website, especially, I mean, other people are now starting to use this content in other places, and thankfully it's becoming known info. But like before, you couldn't just look up all the remodels and initiatives. So you can see here all these. So they can go on like Family Vision from 1984. And then you have back in here, you can also sort by years. So you can sort by unknown years if you don't know. And then most years are available here. So from 1987 to 1990. You got Cyberstar, so super convenient. And then also one of the things we added recently, so again, this swapped over in about August of 2024, and the first few months was just the chaos of trying to get everything working and such. One of the newer things we implemented was a news section. So now you can just, browse the news. You can hook this up to an RSS feed, get emails on this whenever you want. So one of the most recent news was we got the Bull Airs Billy Bob sneaker was canceled because they could not get the license from Aaron. I'm definitely going to update this eventually. That's one of the more planned things is fixing up some of the article types to look more unique. I do want like for news articles to have the big picture up front and big, like a standard thing, have the title a lot bigger, make it look a little more fancy. But there are already benefits that we've implemented like that to this new site, like the locations tab. So in this, you can, let's pick a date of like a few days. Let's see, because there we go. So I do need to fix this at some point. It is slightly broken, I've noticed recently, but I will fix that. But for example, this is supposed to show you any location that was open within a certain date. So for some reason it does bug out right here. That is a more recent thing. It did not do that until a few weeks ago. But in 1998, you could click here, you could see, oh, this location was open during that, and you can click that, and it will pull up that location. And then locations are also formatted to have like a nice big exterior shot. Now, maybe if this had a better exterior for you to look at, then it would be that photo. Like this one, Oceanside, California. So looks pretty nice, lets you see everything. And then also shows all the users at the bottom. You can always click on them and see their contributions, tells you when it was last updated, tells you when the site was last updated, all that stuff. I also have themes on here now. The old wiki used to not be able to do themes, but we have dark, light. I'm not showing that, it's just basically like print, but it's too bright. Classic, this looks like, if I move over to this one, kind of looks like the classic site because a lot of people did like the old colors and they were a little spooked by the new ones. And then we have Showbiz, just so we have a variant to the kind of Chuck E. Cheese type colors of the original. And then Five Nights at Freddy's, so just a little bit of a different type of dark theme. And then we do have special holiday themes. You can disable those. If you were here during Christmas, it was all green and there was snow everywhere. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is Cheese-E-Pedia. So the current future plans for this, one of the main ones was when we switched to this site, we had to find a new way of letting people contribute with an account and everything. We are using a content manager called Decap CMS. So for instance, if I edit this page right here, it's going to pull up Decap, and this is what the article looks like. So it gives you kind of a preview of the article. This is a little messed up on the video because I'm recording a different aspect ratio, but you can edit the article over here. You can scroll down. There's a bunch of little tabs right here that lets you edit like the date, the thumbnail, and all that. So it's actually more streamlined than it used to be. Everything can be organized into like, this is the tag for this thing. Here's the contributors. And then I can format the site to whatever I want it to be and move data around to whatever I want it to be. When back then it was like, please do it this way. Please don't mess from the standard. And people would do it anyways. So just way more streamlined, but there is a lot of bugs with this. I've seen the major one is let's go back here. The major one is uploading photos. They don't properly send correctly, so I have to dig into people's submissions and go find the photos out of their local archive that they have. It's all run through GitHub. So I have to do all that, but it's decently okay for now. But if I go into contributor home, this is also where you can access like how to edit things. It just gives you small little tutorials, tells you about the site and everything. If I go down to future plans, we are planning to switch to Svelte CMS, which is a different one. Let's see, it's this right here. Svelte is a fork of Decap because Decap's basically really old and deprecated, but it's the only CMS that allows us to have like easy account creation and submission. You just create a GitHub account and you start making edits. We don't have to give people admin access and moderate them and hope they don't grief anything. So we're just kind of stuck with it. But Sveltia is going to be releasing in early 2025, and it should be fixing all that stuff. Fixes a lot more bugs, makes it a lot more easy. It does look a lot nicer, but it will give us more freedom to how we control that editor that you use. So it'll be super nice, but it's coming out later. We can't use it immediately because it does not support that critical issue we want of being able to just sign up an account and submit stuff. They said that they're going to implement that after their release in early 2025. So whenever that happens, we're going to just be watching them, seeing when they call it open authoring is going to come out, and then we will immediately switch over. It is just a one-line change, but I can't make that change now. It's just going to make it to where no one can edit it except wiki admins. So as you can see, you just change that one line right there, and you're done. So that is the plan, but thankfully most of the issues are not on the user side. I've seen some people have issues with doing too much rate limiting on rate calling, whatever you call it, where they get rate limited and they can't work on articles. But generally, it seems like most people have been able to submit submissions just fine. If we go over to the main page. So again, this is open source. The entire website's open source. Like literally everything you can just download in a zip right here. It's locally runnable through a program called Hugo. So you can just download this website and, locally host it on your machine if ever it stopped working, or host it again on another website. It's super easy. But we can go over here to pull requests. This shows how many people have been submitting, and we've had 219 submissions so far. Some of them, the red ones, I had to close because they weren't compatible, but that is a good thing. The older system, we couldn't really moderate without just like closing articles after a while. But with here, I can review each submission. So let's go to this one. This is for the La Mesa article. I can go over to files changed. I can see what they changed. So some of the title stuff gets moved around. Oh, also this is probably, this isn't very viewable on the thing in different aspect ratio, but, I can see from the red and the green what's different about the article, and I can approve it, or I can leave comments and say, hey, please fix this article. They can go update it, send it back again, and then I can submit it. So way better process. I do love it. But yeah, that is one of the changes, is definitely moving over, to that better system. And then if we go back, because I don't remember everything, I need to recheck what I wrote down. Yes, the show tape archive. Another thing is that there are lots. We have like 1,000 plus show tapes, I think. What is it? What's it at now? We're at 811 show tapes. These are the main crux of animatronic information. People love show tapes and being able to listen to them. But for new people, there's no critical place to just go to, click on a show tape and be like, I want to watch this, So our plan is to add more, online videos showing the show tapes into the video category. So you can just click where videos would be and go view those. But also have download links to show tapes that we are allowed to put up to an extent. And just let you download them. And if and this will include signals. So if you have animatronics, being able to play them as well. This mostly just includes Pizza Time Theater up to a certain amount of Chuck E. Cheese show tapes. As far as we're aware, I don't. There's kind of a soft limit of just like don't upload anything for the Rockstar era from 2013 and past. As long as it's really old stuff, it's fine. As far as we're aware. So we've been slowly uploading those. I'm trying to think of recently I managed to get someone to upload. Let's see. I think it was Xmas and then down one. Let me look it up. It should be. I have a search bar on this site. Might as well. Should be. Yep. Skit Oink 3 Tunnel Xmas. Weirdest name possible. This one has the real audio with signals fully available, to where we now know the full segment list of like the hour and a half long show tape. It's never been, if you look it up on YouTube, it'll be segmented. Most of the rips of show tapes nowadays are just kind of ripped into small little segments. Like 20 years ago, this happened, and you don't know what order they were. I mean, we know the general order, but there's a very specific order with all the different special shows of how they were done. So, and we don't know the full length of the tape. It cut out all the blank space between them. So, like, now we kind of know everything, and we want to add that for as many show tapes as we have. So I've been expanding that as much as possible. That's kind of more of a me thing. It would be nice if other people could try to upload show tapes as well, but it's hard to. Those things are gig files, and there's hundreds of them. So a lot of people do not store them. So I'm mainly going to be trying to get that situated. Yep, there is that, and then. Oop, that is the wrong thing. Let's see. Contributor home. They're very similar sounding. We also do have the polls. So yes, let me go into the animatronic news. We did have a poll not run by this website. It was just a general fandom poll that was being sent around. I think it says here 350 responses. I think now we're at 500 responses. It was just a really nice form, fully open source results that let people see like the demographics of the animatronics community and what they like, what they don't like, stuff like that. So it's been run really well. I do want this to now become a thing through this site. So I do plan about every 6 months. So this just started in December. So we're thinking, springtime, summer is when I'll start this. But I want to implement polls directly into the website. So you can just go ahead and vote straight from here. And then it will post all the results as pages within the site that are then compiled into statistics you can just see on a page. So I think that would be very useful to see how the demographics of the animatronics fandom change over time, how many people actually submit results to see if the fandom grows or shrinks over time. I think that'd be extremely cool because, I don't know, there's a lot of like hard fact stuff on here, but stuff like that we've never known. We don't know really how many people are in this fandom. Maybe a few thousand at most. But, do you count the FNAF fandom? Do you count Disney park goers? It's hard to say. So, but like so it's interesting to see if more people gravitate towards the site, how many people are what's their opinions on things and what's the demographic. And then, let's go back to contributor home. I should have this in another tab, but it's the way I'm recording it. We also do have, user and forum. Yeah. So currently, if you do want to contribute, we do have a Discord server open for you to join if you'd like to come and talk about contributing and stuff. Though you're free to just, submit whenever you want. But I do plan on eventually, maybe one day, moving that Discord server to a discourse host. That way, again, it's free from Discord's grasp, and it's, I will have the data like available to the community if anything ever happens to it. It'll have a more forum style format, which I think will be nice. and I don't know, it'll just be more condensed. And I'm trying to get away from being connected to other companies, like how this was originally connected in the old to Mira Hayes. Mira Hayes had a point where they deleted all their or they had an issue with all their servers, and we lost months and months of work on this. And after that, I was like, well, I don't trust any of this stuff. And Discord's always implementing ads and trying to get you nitro and all that stuff, and it's just like, no, I don't want any of that stuff. So trying to make everything more independent, more open, more easily accessible. So that's always the plan. And I'm glad that I've done this overhaul of the website, because it gives me so much more freedom now to also implement any feature I want, like the ones I've discussed. So, but yeah, so there's that. And then one more future plan I have. It's not really a plan. It's more just, I guess, a wish. Is that if you know anybody, if you're watching this video and you are a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I want more Five Nights at Freddy's stuff on here. I think the FNAF fandom has no central website really to go to. They have like the FNAF Wiki, which is run by Fandom, which is awful. You shouldn't be on a fandom site. And then no one trusts it because it's a fandom site, so no one uses it. And then you got like Reddit and the Discord. And that's fine for like discussion stuff. That's its own thing. But for like cold hard information about Five Nights at Freddy's, it's just like, go watch a YouTube video, ask Reddit, go look at the fandom wiki, and it's like, we could do better. And there's a lot that's missing. There's a ton that's missing. So I think I would be willing to work with as many people in that, because I mean, I'm from that community. I know a lot of the people there. But there's not really anyone who does any of that. So I would just wish for some more FNAF contributors. I think because I have the movie stuff mainly here. I don't have everything though. The FNAF 1 movie was such a gigantic production. I see tons of accounts that, talk about the leaks, shows tons of set photos and stuff. And it's like, I can list some things, but like, I don't know where all that stuff comes from. It's kind of just all spread around Twitter and stuff. So it would be nice to get those people to directly contribute, and we just have this one main source of information that goes like, hey, this is where you can find all the set photos and leaks. This is where you can see the behind the scenes of the first movie, and eventually when the second movie comes out, because those do have real animatronics in them. But also, since I am covering this stuff, and this is also always open to any animatronics from any family entertainment center or from any movie. That's why there's this movies and TVs tab. If you want to add ones from like E.T., Alien, Jaws, whatever, you're free to add the animatronics and productions from those movies. They count. So it would be nice to have like the Five Nights at Freddy's video games on here. One thing you'll see is that we have 400 in-store merchandise for Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz. A lot of it's not filled out, but we tried to list literally everything, and this is not even close to being how much merchandise there was. FNAF has a ridiculous amount of merchandise, but none of it is archived outside of when people make news posts about the newest, there's a new, merch coming out, but there's no central place to go look at it, see where to buy it, is it out of stock, all that stuff. That's what we kind of have here to an extent. So it'd be nice to have that, have stuff about all the games and everything. I think it'd be really fun. But yeah, that is Cheese-E-Pedia. I do plan to just keep expanding it, keep working on pages as best I can, but also update the site infrastructure, especially like with user pages. I need to update them to show like, I don't know, like a profile photo, bio if you want. Because it says there's 800 users here, but you can actually click on the user. There's about 100 people who have pages, so I can click here. Here's someone's page. They say the locations they visited. So I want to, add like an info box here, let people fill out more info, and then also like have their reviews that they've left show up. But because there's only one review so far, it's a pretty recent feature. And again, like if you leave transcriptions or if you leave photos to mark those back to you, stuff like that. Add more videos. It's a never-ending project. I did start this with the intention that it would just always give me something to do every day. But I will say this is not mine. I am the person who is currently working on it and has been working on it. And if you go back to the user list, the number here is how many articles you person's worked on. So I'm about 3 times past second place in number of articles worked on, and a lot I forget to add myself as a contributor to. But it's still the community site. Most of the pages are made by other people. It's 800 users, 2,000 articles, and here's every user. A lot of these are just kind of single. A lot of people did just make one contribution and dip out, but there's tons of people here. People still contributing every day. So it is their site. I'm just here for now, but it's cool to have this kind of infinitely growing thing to always work on every day with everybody. This is very fun. So I'm kind of making this video to encourage more people to work on it, because it has been a labor of love of everybody, and it makes it so much more easy to learn about these things if you don't know the history of this kind of stuff. Chuck E. Cheese type information was kind of a black hole for a while. There was a site that did talk all about it, and then it stopped making updates in like 2014, and it just rotted for a decade. And lots of people learned a lot of information, but they kind of kept it in their heads in Discord servers for years and never said anything. So this site's kind of the final dumping ground of all that information. But we're always needing more people to work on it. There's a lot. I mean, there's character pages. There's 120 characters, but there's simple characters like Beach Bear. I don't think he has. Okay, he has a little bit, but there's no grand info about him like there should be. There's a lot of basic pages that people have not worked on yet. You can make your mark on here whenever you want. There is always something to do because of how I've laid this out to be so intricate that every store fixture, every menu item has its own page. There's even, this is one of my favorite pages. Where is it? It's at the bottom here. Is the unknown sandwich item. There is a giant page about a theoretical sandwich that may or may not exist, because it states that there are 8 pages, 8 sandwiches for the pre-opening of the first Chuck E. Cheese location, but the first menu only includes 7 of them. So we do not know why it mentions 8, or if there was a canceled sandwich we don't know about. So just like fun stuff like that. I make it as open as possible for you to just sit there and spiel about a singular item that you love so much. So, but yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. That's Cheese-E-Pedia for you. I will give more updates on it as we progress throughout the year. If anything else happens, I will be constantly working on this to improve it. Probably be adding a settings page soon where you can more customize the site to however you want to do it, stuff like that. We'll see. So, but yeah, enjoy, and I hope you contribute to the website soon. See you later.